All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today we are unlocking the hidden, frankly mind-blowing anatomical software of Okinawan Kempo. We're doing a complete analysis of Chapter 2, and trust me, this material fundamentally changes how we view physical power. We are constantly told that martial arts mastery means building bigger muscles, but what we're actually looking at here is a total upgrade of your body's operating system through incredibly precise skeletal alignment.
So question for you, does a bigger bench press actually make you punch harder? For decades, the conventional wisdom has been that pushing heavy iron builds heavy striking power. And honestly, it seems totally logical on the surface, right? But today, we're absolutely debunking the bench press myth because the source material explicitly points out that relying on the bench press actually creates an inherent contradiction in your body's natural kinetic chain for combat.
Let's compare the mechanics. A modern punch basically relies on brute force. We're talking heavy focus on the pectoralis major and the biceps, muscles that exhaust super fast and actually operate independently of your total body mass. Traditional Kempo, on the other hand, totally flips the script. It focuses on the pectoralis minor and locks the brachioradialis in your forearm into this unified, high-intensity mass. You aren't just shoving a fist forward anymore, you are structurally connecting your entire skeleton to the target. Section 1. Aligning the radius bone, the micromechanics. Now this is wild. The absolute best way to unlock your empty hand strike actually comes from holding a weapon. The texts show us that traditional weapons, like the sai or the bow staff, force your hand to completely ditch a standard squeezing fist. Instead, you have to adopt this highly stabilized clamping grip. Clamping onto these weapons forces a specialized muscle activation that bridges the gap between your skeletal structure and whatever you're hitting. It literally alters the internal pressure of your hand.
Here's how radius bone alignment via weapon training actually works in practice. Step 1. By clamping those outer fingers, specifically the thumb and the pinky, you engage the deep muscles right inside your palm. Step 2. This completely eliminates any slack in your wrist. And then, Step 3, the real magic. It forges the radius bone into an unbreakable, perfectly straight line of impact directly through your index and middle knuckles. You're not just making a tight fist, you're basically turning your arm into a solid steel rod.
Section 2. Myotode, dual hand mechanics.
Let's zoom out to the macro level now. The crucial concept here is mirodo koke, which translates to husband and wife hands. This is an ancient, fundamental idea where the dual hand mechanics lock together. It's not just one hand blocking while the other hand punches. It's a deeply unified coordination specifically designed to shift your body's rotational axis completely outside of your torso. So what does shifting that axis actually do for you? Well, normally when you punch by twisting your spine, your right shoulder goes forward, but your left shoulder pulls backward. Those forces effectively cancel each other out, 1 minus 1 equals 0. But by moving that rotational axis externally to the front or back of the body, your entire mass swings in this single unified elliptical orbit. You generate massive invisible centrifugal force, and you do it without telegraphing your movement at all.
Section 3. External focus, cognitive software.
Now, knowing all this and actually executing it in a split-second fight are two entirely different things, and this is where the psychology gets truly fascinating. If you use internal focus, if you're standing there thinking, okay, turn my hips, lock my wrist, tighten my pinky, you will instantly overload your cognitive capacity. The source material emphasizes that true traditional training relies on external focus. By giving your brain one simple external goal, your subconscious biomechanics just take over and optimize the entire movement naturally.
Think of it exactly like a computer's RAM. A beginner's mental RAM gets overwhelmed incredibly fast. If you try to manually process 5 different joint angles at once, your system is going to crash. But if you use broad external goals, like focusing purely on a specific interaction with the opponent or visualizing the endpoint of a weapon, all of those intricate bone alignments we talked about fire completely automatically. Your body already knows how to organize itself. You just have to give it the right singular command.
And that brings us to this powerful quote, "The answers are already in the kata." The author is reminding us that these intense biomechanical secrets aren't some trendy new fitness theories. They are centuries-old, battle-tested pieces of software, preserved perfectly within traditional forms. Every single movement, every supposedly weird stance you see in a kata is actually a precise code. It's designed to train your center of gravity and align your radius bone without you even having to think about it. Which leaves us with a remarkably fascinating question to wrap up our complete analysis of Chapter 2 today. If ultimate physical power actually comes from precise skeletal alignment, external focus, and shifting your axis outside your body, well, how much of your current training is actually holding you back? The next time you hit the gym, you really have to ask yourself, are you just building hardware, or are you finally ready to upgrade your software?